Well, key questions raised there in that report by Haman Kamariki. Let's shift focus to other stories making headlines, where Kenya is mourning the loss of veteran politician and former Rongo Member of Parliament, Dalmas Otieno Anyango, who has died at the age of 80 due to hyperglycaemia. Otieno, remembered as a powerful cabinet minister in the Moi and Kibaki administrations, was a key player in the country's transition to multi-party democracy and even vied for Migori governor in 2022. His death marks the end of an era that once saw him ranked alongside Joseph Kamotho as one of Moi's most trusted lieutenants in the then opposition strongholds. Our political affairs reporter Grace Nganga details the life and times of Dalmas Otieno.
Otieno first entered parliament in 1988 when he won the Rongo seat. A trained economist with a reputation for calm authority, he was quickly appointed to the late President Daniel Arap Moi's cabinet, where he held the dockets of industrialization, labor and human resource development and transport between 1988 and 1996. During this period, he became widely respected as a meticulous administrator, often preferring quiet policy work to political theater. In the early 1990s, Otieno's name was often mentioned alongside that of Joseph Kamotho, the Fiery Kangema Member of Parliament and long-serving KANU Secretary General. The two men, though very different in style, came to symbolize Moi's inner circle in Nyanza and central Kenya, the then opposition strongholds. Kamotho was the combative party loyalist who dominated the rallies and defended government positions in parliament, while Otieno was the technocratic strategist who steered policy and reforms from within cabinet. Their influence was especially visible during the negotiations that produced the Inter-Parties Parliamentary Group reforms of 1997. Kamotho's death in 2014 marked the end of an era. And with Otieno's passing, the country now bids farewell to the last of that pair who defied Kenya's policy in the transition from one-party rule to multi-party democracy. Dalmas Otieno returned to the political stage in 2008, this time under ODM, in the Grand Coalition government formed by the late President Moi Kibaki and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. He was appointed Minister of State for Public Service, a role he held until 2013. His career was not without turbulence. In later years, he broke ranks with ODM and attempted to chart an independent political path in Nyanza, launching a movement nicknamed Kalausi, and later contesting for Migori governor on a Jubilee ticket in 2022. Though unsuccessful, he came in third. Reactions to his passing poured in on Sunday. Leaders across the spectrum described him as a statesman, patriot, and intellectual force whose independence of thought sometimes put him at odds with allies, but always marked him as a serious national figure.
He was tall in everything, tall in stature, tall in politics, tall in knowledge.
Of this country as a minister who was dedicated and who was very keen on development. Some of his key projects are seen in the country, some of his architect in terms of development programs are seen in the country.
For his children, he was a good listener and an excellent problem solver.
And everything about the way he raised me was to prepare me for self-reliance, vision, leadership, and consistency.
For Migori residents, he will be remembered as Jaduong Rongo, the elder who carried the constituency to national prominence. Nationally, his legacy will rest on both his cabinet record and his reform-era role. Funeral arrangements will be announced by the family in the coming days. Grace Nganga, KTN.
All right, may he rest in peace. We'll definitely be keeping you up.